makes if you laugh like in the end just done.
Grug happy. That was more sad.
It does it.
All right. What is up, everybody? It is Rue and David, and this is Rocket Sword Radio. Here to talk about nerdy things, game development, that, whatever that is.
It's getting late, bros. It's getting late.
It's 9/11.
We have full-grown men. 9/11?
It really is.
Moment of silence. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Derailed.
That derailed home. What I was going to say is we're both full-grown men with full-time jobs who wake up very early in the morning. And the only time we can find to record these and get it out to you sweet people is late at night. So
5 people.
We might be a little loopy, all the faithful 5, but we're doing it for you. What are we talking about tonight, Rue?
We're talking about classes.
Like math class?
Yeah, specifically calculus. Tell me everything you remember.
I never took calculus because I'm not an idiot.
Or you were.
No, I purposefully dodged it. I took stats, trigonometry, and I took college stats, and I never touched calculus. Dodged it.
Yeah, I actually didn't like calculus. Wasn't my thing.
To me, if I couldn't use it practically in my day-to-day life, I didn't want to learn it because I knew what I wanted to do, and it had nothing to do with calculus.
Yep.
So
you wanted to.
Maybe I have a big brain for not learning about calculus. Maybe I don't, though. Maybe I'm just stupid. Comment below which you think. And if you don't know me, you'll probably guess Salato because of my speech impediment. But I'm actually pretty smart. Just kidding.
What is this? I'm like,
no, I'm not smart. I'm not like crazy smart. I'm not super stupid either. I'm just.
What is happening right now?
Dude, it's late at night, bro. I gotta be up in 4.5 hours.
That's not true.
5.5 hours. I didn't do calculus.
I don't know. All right. The classes we're talking about are ttrpg classes. Specifically, we're maybe a little bit of ours, a little bit of others.
There goes a few listeners we had. Just kidding.
That's all we talk about.
ttrpg classes for Ascension Quest. Cool.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
I mean, I love and I think the most unique. I don't know if we want to start there though. Maybe we want to end there.
No, start there.
Kinetic Gatekeeper.
Kinetic Gatekeeper is super fun. It was both out of the idea of 2 things, actually. How do we make support not incredibly lame, where you just heal and occasionally buff and hope you don't die and hope nothing comes after you in melee combat? And then the second one is, okay, with that, like making a support cool, what if we built a support around the portal gun from the Portal video game? And that is how the Kinetic Gatekeeper was born. And then some back and forth, some like scientific, stupid conversations that reduced my creativity, but actually ended up making it better. Was basically they absorb force, any kinetic force from an attack, a spell, anything, and then they redirect it elsewhere. Or they just channel it and keep it within to be expelled later as force. So any attacks against Rue, I could catch with my portal, and I could either make that hit you in the back of the head and troll you and be really annoying, or I could keep it for later to do one big punishing hit.
Or as you level up, you could use it for movement.
Yeah. Movement. You could
barriers.
You could build barriers and constructs.
I think it's a sick like support tank class that's very unique.
That was one of the ones too where after I made it, I made all the lore for it, and I ended up really enjoying making the lore for them. Who they are, the person who founded it, and how he went out, his like epic death saving 7 spirals. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And with that, I should go into like now when we make classes, we try to bake them into the world and have them be a part of it and like think of it from that perspective as well. Where at the beginning it was just like, let's make something cool and then put it in the world.
Yeah.
Now it's like, let's make something cool and how do they fit into the world right now as is? Like, are they already baked in? Is there ways of using what we already have to like create something? So, like most recently, we were making an aura-based class because that was one of the complaints we got from some of our playtesters. Not complaints, but Feedback. Yeah, it's like they would like to have some aura-based classes, and I wanted one too. And I had an idea for like a duelist, like swashbuckler type thing, but I didn't want to just do a swashbuckler because that's what everybody does when they do like an aura-based martial class. And so I landed on the duelist idea, and then as I developed that more, I was like, really, why would they be using aura? It's because they'll like trained to talk to people, deceive, and use their wit. And so somebody who's trained from childhood to duel really well and duel verbally and joust in that way is a Courtblade. And they are basically trained by the kings and the royals and like really wealthy individuals to serve as a like ambassador and duel on their behalf if they need them to, defend them, be their guard, be their like political envoy, and sneak into other places. So they kind of became like a rogue and a noble and a duelist, and like it all got wrapped into each other. And I'm really excited to release that one and play it. I can't wait. My dad just played it this week actually, and he loved it. He like he talked a boss into 1v1ing him or something, or like a 43 on his persuasion, which is crazy. And so yeah. Anyways, that it's fun now that we've done a lot of them.
Yeah.
Developing them with like a totally different perspective.
I think my first class that I was part of the development, instead of like editing, but actually part of the creation, was you and I on the Rune Shot.
Yeah, that was cool.
And it was just us in my office, just shooting ideas back and forth. And it actually started as a different class. Started as the Veldcross, which was basically a traditional gunslinger, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was. He called it a gun saint. My dad developed it, and there was aspects of it that were cool, and I liked the idea of like this vigilante. But for my like creativity and just what are we bringing to the table, it was too similar to every other gunslinger. And it didn't match like everything else we were doing. So we wanted to make it different. And we were trying to figure out how to use like those spark to make them more interesting. And that's where you came in with your idea.
Rune Shot, yeah.
I initially wanted to do Magneto Gunslinger, which was kind of stolen from Brandon Sanderson's second continuation of the... Gosh, why am I blanking on the name of that book? The Mist. What's it called?
Never read it.
Dude. That's going to kill me. One of the most popular books he's written. Mistborn. There we go. He had a second continuation of that world called Alloy of Law, where they use allomancy, which is like the manipulation metals, and shooting guns at the same time. And we wanted to take that and like ramp it up on steroids. And then you had the idea of etching runes on every bullet, your guns, and then all bandoliers, and like moving all things that had runes already etched onto it. and then we developed it from there, and it did end up being a really cool class, actually.
Yeah.
And again, then we developed the law,
Mm-hmm.
and that was fun too, So, so you mentioned it with the previous classes, like all ideas for subclasses are not necessarily to have like a completely separate thing, but we created a tree or like a pyramid that comes to a focal point and like a pinnacle of that class, and you can choose how you get there, basically. And so each one kind of represents a subclass, if you will, in a direct tree. If you wanted to be bland and just build straight up, that's totally fine. You can do that.
I think if you simplified it, you could kind of say for a lot of them, like maybe offense, defense, utility, or depending on the class. Like if you really simplified it, but it's not exactly.
Not all of them, though.
But not all of them.
Some of them are more traditional subclasses, like the Victor especially is literally a Cavalier, a Wrestler, or a Gladiator.
Yeah.
Switch these two, but you get it.
Yeah.
You're listening. So that one gets more specific, but you can still bounce to the other trees if you want to. But a lot of them feel less abrasive or like obvious. Like you kind of can tie things together and make your own class.
I think just about anything can work well together moving around. I think that's something we wrestled with in the beginning, was how rigid do we want them to be going, up or sideways if they had to follow. And we ended up kind of landing on being able to move between the branches, if you will, more freely, just for more originality, creativity, and just flexibility on how you create your character.
Yeah, and that was based on feedback from players and just us making characters. We were like, they're right. We want to have more creativity. More creativity is better. Then we added that you can stop leveling at any point, and at one point take a school. So you can get magic with some of the classes that didn't have magic. And that opened up like a whole fun can of worms. The other class that I enjoy a lot, because we didn't really have a true rogue, and the Courtblade gives characters who want to play a rogue that's not magical a path for that, So and you can still play a magical version too. That's not specifically what I'm about to say. The Umbral Caster is like our version of a rogue. And it's really like if you had magic and you had dark magic and the ability to move into the shadow realm, all rogues, assassins, thieves would like naturally gravitate towards that. So we developed like the class specifically for that. So they are a mix of thievery and sneaking and classic rogue play, but with this shadow magic being obviously a huge part of what they do.
Yeah, massive.
And within the world of Kinspan, the Shadow Realm and like traveling to a mirror dimension has opened up a ton of storytelling, fun moments.
I think even GMing for it was such a fun session of I think we've talked about it a little bit, but you had to infiltrate a castle, and instead of running through all this or like wasting all your mana, you're just like, I open a door, I'm in the Shadow Realm. And then I had to try and make it interesting, and I'm like, all right, well, there's freaking monsters all around you, and you still got to get through, and maybe they're chasing you, maybe they're not. And I thought that was so much fun.
Some of it was pre-established, and then that being able to play it early, we were like, well, if this existed, then like all nobles, kings, intelligent individuals would create defenses and place them within the Shadow Realm. So now you have traps, automatons who like lay docile waiting for like life forms, and all the monsters that are there, and you lose your mind the longer you spend there. So there's all these different things. So even the Umbral Stalker class and the Umbral Stalkers themselves don't want to spend a lot of time now. So it is a tool to use, but it's not game breaking. And if you want to try and break the game, it just opens up a bunch of storytelling opportunities, which is fun.
100%,
Yeah. What's another? I guess a support class that feels more traditional, but we still made sure they felt extremely BA when they do support things, is the Guardian. So I think the Guardian's cool. I mean, if you had to compare it to other games, D&D and Pathfinder would be like a paladin or champion. But we really leaned heavily into being the shield. And they were kind of both out of the idea of like, yeah, I want a BA support class. And I was watching, I've said this a little more times, Solo Leveling when I was first making the game. And Solo Leveling had these crazy mages who were casting spells over long periods of time. And they had to have these tanks and shields like move in front of them to block attacks and protect them. So I wanted to capture that in the game. And so the magic classes do have spells that they can cast for multiple rounds. And the Guardian is a protector. He can use his reactions and jump in front of attacks, negate the damage, counterattack, do all sorts of stuff. So I like that one a lot. And I was reading another book where this dude would create a bubble shield around himself and launch everything away from him. And so I also made that like a power in the game that he could have if he went assault and subclass. But
yeah, I liked it.
The Guardian, yeah, I feel like for a support, more traditional role, it still showcases kind of what AQ's doing well.
Yeah.
When you played yours and we jumped up into the tower, that's like a crazy moment because you're so... Basically, we initiated combat by jumping from the ground over the dude's head, who was like the big bad of that fight, into an ultra tower, broke through the ceiling, dropped down, and I'm an Arcanist, and I have a spell where I link to him and spin him in a circle with a force field around him, and he launches everybody out of the tower, and then he used his powers to protect me from getting like struck over and over again as we like continued to do the fight and everything. It just felt really cinematic and big and different. Like those spells and those kind of actions we really hadn't done in a game before. I felt like, you know. Yeah. So I think it's cool how even all traditional classes are doing things so different.
I agree.
And we do big scale and like crazy powers, you know. So the Guardian does that. Like Rimmel, the zombie attack, and I use that ability where you just rush, and as long as you have movement, you hit them, and it doesn't do a ton of damage with the weaker mobs. I just literally jumped off a wall and hit like 30 zombies in a row and stacked all that damage and like wiped out a whole line of zombies, which was awesome.
And it still did knockback, so they were still flying into other ones.
Yeah, it was crazy. So the Guardian, I had some fun moments with for like all traditional class.
In my first class was the Sparkbinder.
Yeah, that's true.
Which actually I lean very heavily to the like inventor, creator, crafting kind of classes. Like I said, Pathfinder, my favorite one was the inventor.
Yeah.
But I think the way you like are essentially like imbuing magic into tech in order to have access to all of the spells, basically, and having a pet that you create and can like mod. I love that, and I think I think there's other games with like inventors, but I don't really see any that do it like that.
Yeah,
like the Sparkbinder.
Yeah, and Pathfinder 2e, we both love the inventor. Savage Worlds, we loved the MacGyver ability.
Oh yeah.
So we basically took that and combined them together, and we made a MacGyver and a Magic game that is just super fun to play. It just is mainly amazing for players who are a little more creative. You can play a simpler version of it, but it does help to be creative, and you have to like know your stuff, otherwise you'll be annoying to everybody else because you'll be flipping through your spellbook for a while. But we do say that up front, And if you do know your stuff, oh my gosh, it's like you can do so many cool, fun things.
For the people out there that love to like read the entire book front to back and like really dive into knowing all the spells, Sparkbinder would probably be your favorite.
Yeah. And I love the subclasses are actually fun. It's a Gunnel, a pet, and a trap specialist and bomb specialist. So the bombs can create all sorts of fun opportunities, and you get way more of them, and get higher mana spells that you can put in them on that tree, and it's fun. You can use reactions and throw them down in front of you and blow people away. So I enjoyed that one a lot when I play tested it. We've had a ton of people do the mechanical pets, and I think our pet creation system for the classes is like really. I mean, I hate to like toot our own horns, but I think it's freaking fun and awesome, and really gives you a ton of agency in how you build that and put it together and make it work. It's like a whole second character. And the Gunnel we actually using player feedback just made even better, and I'm excited about. We made it so that all weapons that are ranged can be small, and once you choose the small weapon, you put your mods and attachments on it and start building like a cool weapon, you know. So the Gunnel is fun, and you can attach it to your pet if you branch into that tree. You can get extra turrets. There's all sorts of craziness with that one too. So, and we're still working on it. We're still perfecting it. Like I said, we just using player feedback made a pretty significant edit to that class. So if you get in on the playtesting and you do find stuff that we could do better, we are more and more open to that, because we realize you guys all who play the game. Yeah. I mean, obviously we play the game too, but like your opinions matter the most. So we look forward to getting more feedback and making the classes even better if we can. One class that has gotten crazier and crazier and it's been fun to see what people do is the Knight of Omnis too. So the Knight of Omnis, a lot of our classes, I struggled with this a little bit, is they all specific, right? And we love creativity, and we love being able to make whatever we want. And we found a way to kind of do that with all these different things. But like the Knight of Omnis is very specifically a Knight of Omnis. So you're basically wearing armor, you're fighting things with weapons, and you have time magic, right? You chronomancy. So, but taking that and developing it as much as we can, and finding a way to create all those powers within the tree in different paths to where it still feels unique, and like you're getting different flavors of that Order of Knights is fun still. And the people who have made them, we've gotten cool backstories, we've gotten crazy moments in fights that are very powerful. But everything can't be. It just depends on how you build them. Yeah. But there was one moment, like in a gladiator arena, where he freaking launched a dude, and then the minute he hit him, like used this time stop ability, freaking ran over, healed, hit another dude, and he got launched to the wall. And so really, in reality, everything happened at once, and this dude just flew like hundreds of feet into a wall, and this dude became like a bloody pulp, and he was just standing there like he, you know. So it's just cool, kind of like Quicksilver with an axe moment. So I've enjoyed that one. What other classes or like unique ones that we're doing do you enjoy? Scriptorian's kind of unique.
I haven't played it, so I know it, but I feel like there's a whole different amount of learning you get from playing it. So I can't speak to it as much.
I played it, and it was really fun. Scriptorians all know-it-alls. They study religiously almost, and their job is to catalog and learn and pass that on and make sure we don't forget our history. And they also gain access to the knowledge school of spells and another spell school of their choice that they use like Inks of Power to cast. And it was kind of mainly developed by my dad, and he wanted to have like almost a hackle of sorts of magic. And also like the idea of like a scriptorian who keeps history and all that stuff. So we kind of found a way to blend it together and make something fun. And mine specifically, I mean, something with Ascension Quest is you can have a really high speed as the Naughty Wizard if you want to. So, like my character, I cranked his speed, and he has all the knowledge school stuff, and his other school, actually he's an erudite, so he has every school. But he specialized in martial arts. So I had nunchucks, and I studied all the history of the martial arts, so I have like another bow staff weapon I can use. And so he was fun to play the node class and do kung fu. I basically made Chuck.
Yeah.
And he was super fun. And we played I played a really unique lineage with that one too. So blending the two things together was something actually that I really enjoyed.
I love that world.
Yeah.
I think it's probably gone at this point just because of time, but
we'll see. It's never gone forever. Lives on in him.
True.
But yeah, those plenty more classes. I think we talked about 5. Those 8 more. So
yep.
We can talk more on the next one. But thanks for listening. If you're playing our game, thank you so much for playing. Please get on the Discord and get in the playtest server and give us feedback. And if you want, we got new swag. I like it. It has AQ on the back.
Quality.
And yeah, if you get some, let us know. Tag us.
We're pretty quick to answer on Discord if you have feedback or questions too. So.
Yep, we try to answer as quickly as possible. Or if it's more complex, we'll get back to you, like with a full response.
Yeah.
Within a couple days. So. Yeah, thank you so much for playing our game and for listening to our podcast. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks.